Hello my dear students, this is Akash HD. Welcome to the ASD physics classes. Hope you all are doing really great. So students, in this video we are going to solve the question from the chapter laws of motion. Okay, let's go through the question. Calculate the maximum acceleration of a moving car so that a body lying on the floor of the car remains stationary. The coefficient of static friction between the body and the floor is given 0.15 here. Okay, so here you can see very well, this is the ground. On the ground there is the one car and this car is accelerating in this direction, and let's take the maximum acceleration is the A max here. Okay, so you can see very well the block is placed on the car and this car is accelerating. That means this car is which frame? This car is the non-inertial frame, non-inertial frame here. Okay, non-inertial frame means the frame will have some acceleration. Inertial frame means the acceleration of the inertial frame will be always 0. Okay, but here some acceleration is there, so non-inertial frame is there. And remember that whenever any object is placed on the non-inertial frame, it will experience one pseudo force, or we can tell false force. In which direction? In the opposite direction of the acceleration of the frame. Okay, so you can see acceleration of the car is which side? Right side. So here what will happen that here this block will experience one force in the opposite direction. That is called what here? This force is called here the pseudo force. Pseudo force. Okay, and let's take here the mass of this block. How much here? Is small m. So you know very well this block is having the tendency to move which side? Left side. And you know very well there is the some friction between the block and the car contact surface. Okay, and what friction will do? Friction always opposes the relative motion, is it? So you know very well block is having the tendency to move left side. That means the friction will act in which direction? Opposite direction. That means this side here. Okay, and remember that here as the acceleration of the car is maximum, so in that situation this pseudo force will be also how much here? Maximum value. Okay, pseudo force will be also how much here? Maximum. And to oppose this maximum pseudo force, the friction should be also maximum. So we can tell here the maximum value of the static friction here. Why? Because this block should be in a which situation? Stationary situation. So static friction will act, but which one? Maximum. And this kind of friction is called what? Limiting friction. Okay, and this stationary friction is the one kind of self-adjusting friction. Okay, this is static friction. What I am telling? Self-adjusting friction. It will increase from 0 to the maximum value, and that maximum value is called here the limiting friction. Okay, so you can see very well here as block is stationary. What is there? As block is stationary with respect to, very important, as block is stationary with respect to car here. Okay, with respect to car, with respect to car. Hence what can I write here? Can you see here? Both the forces should balance each other. That means here I can write here this pseudo force Fp should be equal to this one here, maximum value of the static friction here. Okay, and as I have told you very well, no, acceleration is the maximum. That means pseudo force is also maximum value only. Okay, so this pseudo force is given by the mass of the block. That means small m. There is nothing to do with the mass of the car. Okay, so mass of the block into acceleration A max here. Okay, and what is the? This is called what? Limiting friction. Limiting friction formula is the, what is the formula? Coefficient of static friction into normal reaction here. Okay, now how to get the normal reaction? Remember that here to get the normal reaction, remember that here this block will exert weight on the surface of the car mg, and the surface of the car will exert one force in opposite direction of the weight of the block. That is called the normal reaction. So as block is stationary, horizontal and vertical, both the forces will be what? Balanced. That means here this normal reaction will be how much here? This normal reaction will be mg here. Okay, so we can write here very basic we are doing it, m into A max equal to mu s. Normal reaction is what here? Mg. Now what are the things will cancel out? Can you see here? This m and this m cancel. So from here we are getting that this A max value, maximum acceleration will be how much here? Mu s into g. This is the formula here. Okay, and what is the value of the mu s? This is called here the mu s 0.15, and this is the dimensionless unitless quantity into g value. What is given here? 10 here. Okay, so 0.15 into 10, that is coming here 1.5 meter per second square. Okay, and which option is correct here? You can see very well the correct option is here, option B is the answer. And as I have told you very well, this friction is the self-adjusting. So because of this self-adjusting nature, if the value of acceleration is less than or equal to 1.5 meter per second square, what will happen that here? The block with respect to the car will be always in a stationary situation, rest situation. Okay, so maximum value is 1.5. Even the value is less than 1.5 also, this friction will adjust itself. Okay, so kindly see very well. So students, I hope so. This video based upon the pseudo force, friction, relative motion and all is very clear to you. Keep studying, keep growing.